So this can be applied to any form of art, but in terms of writing, a really good question to ask yourself is the quality of being organic. Is the story you're working on, is it organic? And to understand this quality, think of what an organism is. An organism is a system of separate organs that all work together and are all completely integrated with each other. They're all dependent upon each other. They are all complementary to each other. They are all inherently designed to work with the others. So in your writing, are all the elements of the story organic? Are the characters in the story, their very nature, to the core, do they correspond with their location and their time and the story itself? Do even minor cosmetic characteristics, are they somehow involved in the creation of that story and how the story goes? Now, what I found is the simplest way to enhance this quality of an organic story or an organic work of fiction, the best way to do this without stressing about it is to remember to continue to work the entire story. You do not want to spend too much time at the beginning and neglect the end. You want to move through the story and make sure not to leave any parts of the story alone. So if you've been working a lot at the beginning, make sure to go through and do not spend more time on the beginning than you do on the end. And make sure to jump around is also very helpful, because when you jump around, what ends up happening is in your mind you still have kind of, on the back burner another part of the story that you're working on, and then you start to ask yourself, well, how do these two relate and how do they correspond? And in doing this and moving around more in the story and making sure to work all areas of the story more often, you start to make a lot of connections that you would not otherwise make, and it does contribute to a more organic story. Even in terms of how do the character personalities work organically with how the plot is driven. If you're working with all these different characters, you realize, well, because of the nature of the story, this particular character would probably be more militant or more complacent, and be able to make these fine-tune adjustments. That when you have an organic work, that is a very powerful piece. That draws the character in and convinces the character and draws the viewer in and convinces the viewer and helps to put them under the spell of your fiction. So thanks for watching this. If you like my tutorials, please like button, subscribe, and please check out my animation work at solomation.com. Again, about your writing or any painting or performance art, ask yourself what is the quality of it being organic? How much of that quality is there in my work, and look for it and try to improve that quality. And I hope you have a great day. Just as one example, I watched the movie Winter Bone, and I was just incredibly impressed with how organic the whole story was. So if you want an example of what I'm talking about, watch that movie.